Sallies are coming. The Sallies are lurking. The Sallies are coming. The Sallies are lurking.
Wow. Peace and blessings, no stressing. That's my motto. Peace and blessings, no stressing. Ain't got time for it. Happy grand rising. What up, people? I really don't have much to say today. I was going to do the continuation of the Meet Me series, but I got kind of sidetracked with a few things that had me kind of confused, which I predicted that would happen. Anyway, enough of that. But I did, if anybody saw my last video, I was talking about my top tier, entertainment artists, like music artists, hip hop artists, who I find, to me, that nobody could surpass. That those are the ones I don't compare to anybody. I don't even really put them on any list because I don't even see any comparisons to them. I said Michael Jackson, I said Stevie Wonder, Wu-Tang, LL Cool J, but I left out New Edition. New Edition, to me, after the Jackson 5, is the greatest. I know it's debatable, but to me, I think they're the greatest R&B group with the accomplishments and just the success of the solo artists. So I would put New Edition as like one of the top tiers, who I really don't like comparing anybody to because I don't see anybody better, more influential in my life than New Edition. I mean, they pretty much molded the way I carried myself, just the being gentleman-like all the time. I took a lot of that from them. The smoothness. I mean, the guys were all just so casual and so smooth, and they were down to earth people. So I took, I loved that about them. Their image was just so clean cut, and then, but you still had BBD when they went solo and they did, the hip hop New Jack Swing thing. That blew everything out of the water when it first came out. So yeah, New Edition, man. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of the video harping on one thing, but I could go for days talking about the influence those guys had on me growing up. And still to this day, I always buy, no matter what they put out, I always buy it or find it somehow and put it on my playlist. So yeah, New Edition is pretty much like how Wu-Tang did. I mean, I was so gravitated towards New Edition when they first jumped on the scene, when I first heard of them in like the early 80s. And ever since then, I've never not been a fan. So kudos to those guys. I love those guys. But we had a little incident earlier today a tiny Sally incident. I don't want to harp too much on it, but it goes back to a lot of what I've been saying these last couple videos about, just people being who they say they are. And you think you know people, and you start to see the true colors come out. It's just crazy. I mean, I'd rather just be by myself, chilling alone with my family or whatever, than being around somebody who has to find a reason to want to be around me. You know, at least that's how it's portrayed. You see little signs of how people start acting when certain things start taking off, or they deem it being not normal from what they're used to, and I think it scares them in a way. A lot of people don't know how to react, especially when you're seeing a person a certain way for pretty much the whole entire time that you knew them. And when they try something, or it seems like they're trying something so left field, it blows everybody away. Like, oh, I mean, people don't even know what to say. Is everything okay? Or why is he doing that? Or they don't know what to say. I mean, nobody has any idea how to react. I mean, these videos that I put out are pretty much how I've been feeling my entire life, so I get to talk about it now on my own time. And it's not anything negative. It's just me, building my channel, talking about, my upbringing, and just the whole nostalgia, just everything that made me who I am today, that influenced me in some kind of way. And I'm sure millions of other people can relate to a lot of the things I talk about. Because with all of the crazy stuff going on right now, man, this is pretty much just escapism. And it's all I'm trying to do. After you come home from work, whatever your day was, whatever monkey you wanted to get off your back, the stress, just everything. You come home, you relax, you eat your dinner. This is one of those channels to pop on and just relax and chill and watch. Just somebody down to earth who's just telling you, or just bringing you into their world, and hoping that you could also relate. So this is basically that kind of deal. If you want to vent, whatever the case may be, get away from everything that's going on in the world that stresses you out. Come over here. This is where you need to be, because a lot of times you don't know what people are going through, and they put on a smile for the camera, and I just can't do that. If I'm feeling a certain way, I'm going to express it, and if I want to share it with people, I will. If I think it's too personal, then I absolutely will not. As simple as that. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of men not talking to each other in situations. I mean, if we have to air something out, if somebody says something the other one doesn't like, then so be it. We're men. We got to deal with it. Everything is not about hurting somebody when you're talking to them. If you're trying to like tell them the truth or what you see, and they just look at it as you're just firing shots at them, or you're taking shots at them, or you're saying something not disrespectful, but just something negative about them, or you coming at them in a negative type of way when that's not even the situation. You just want to, well, personally, I'm speaking for me. I want to approach the person while the situation is still fresh. I don't want to wait weeks later or months later to finally say something about it. But certain things you just like, it is what it is. You just get so like it's so much other stuff going on in life to worry about certain things right now. For me, anyway. I mean, I got a lot to take care of, so I just don't have any time for the just anything negative right now. Anything that's going to throw me off of my tracks, I don't have any time for it because I'm trying to build and hopefully bring people along or get some pointers from somebody who's already, big in the field I'm trying to get in. And not even a field. I mean, I'm just doing a little YouTube channel. I just want people to come over and, express themselves, escape from all of the craziness. I mean, that it's so easy. That part of life is so easy. You don't have to pay attention to the negative stuff if you don't want to. Oh my God, these anybody else get gnats in their house, man? Good Lord. I mean, these gnats. I mean, I hate to change the subject, but these gnats I got in here, like so small, and they'll be all up in your face, and no matter what you do, you can't swat the shit away. Driving me insane. I can't stand it. No matter how much I'll turn the ceiling fan on, trying to blow them away or something, they're still. As soon as you pull out the food, boom, 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 they're right there, right up on it. So if anybody got any pointers, I mean, I know I see a lot of stuff on IG or TikTok or whatever about how to get rid of insects and whatnot, but yeah, I hate that shit, man. You can't do anything. I mean, swipe at it is still like fighting to get to you for some reason. I don't know what the hell they want to get to you for. Anyway, just rambling about nonsense. Spaced out, man. Spaced out. But I'm not a fan of adults who are super sensitive. I mean, you can't really say anything to them without them thinking it's something negative about them, or you're being negative, or I don't know where their mind be. We're just talking. We're two individuals talking. In any case, it should always be the solution. I mean, it always should be. It always should be a solution to these small issues that don't mean anything. The only thing that should matter really is prospering in life. Attaining the goals you set out to attain. That's the only thing on my mind. Just I have to get better. I have to get better and better and better because times are super hard right now for most of us, 85% of us. So you really don't have you really don't have or you really don't have the time to want you don't have time for negativity. that people bring to you because they feel a certain way about something you said. I just want everybody to be honest with each other. I mean, that's it. It wouldn't be any trying to second guess what's going on or trying to figure out what's going on or why a person is acting a certain way. If everybody was just straight up for, well, sometimes you can be straightforward with people because, like I said, they just can't handle anything you say because they're always thinking you're attacking them when you're not. Everything is not about you. Half of the time, I even, used to be that way. I always think, well, somebody's um, talking about me or watching me or always looking at me. You catch people like looking at you and you turn around and whatnot and just wondering why the hell are you staring at me like that? Just weird stuff like that all the time. Everybody go through that. It's nothing new, but um, some people just always think I mean, the world is against them. Like no matter what you say to them, it could be the most positive thing and they'll spin it to something negative and make it seem like the world is just attacking them. That ain't the way that goes, man. So I had to be knocked back into reality at one. I can't remember. Somebody said that to me a long time ago. Like everything is not about you. Everybody's not worrying about you. You thinking this. You're putting these thoughts in your own head when people just going about their business. You're thinking, oh, what? Oh, the neighbors are, you know, and it might not be that situation. I mean, sometimes it is. And if I ever thought that, most of the time I was right. Somebody, it was, gossiping, and I found out it was actually true. So in my situation, most of the time, those situations turned out to be actually true. You found out somebody said something or whatever at work or something, but kids, stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Grown men. We have to start we gotta start talking to each other, man. We gotta put these egos aside. Stop with the ego stuff. Everybody can't say anything to them. I don't understand. I mean, if they're not a know-it-all, because most of the people nowadays are pretty much. I mean, all you see on these social media accounts, everybody's a doctor, everybody's a lawyer, everybody's a financial advisor, and the list goes on and on and on. Everybody's a influencer, or I can't think of the name right now. Those guys who always, I might even call it preaching, but they're like giving their perspective on life and what they think is going on and how everybody else in the world should feel, because it's nonsense to even engage in things like politics or devote a lot of your time to celebrities and what they're doing and who has the most money and all of that. So it's a bunch of guys like that online that I follow, and they tell you like it is. They'll tell you straight up, look, I don't care if you want to hear this or not. I mean, one guy is like so ruthless with it. But I'm not trying to be on here, every day talking about stuff like that. I don't want that to be my stick. Like that's I'll pop on for 60 seconds and give a little speech of encouragement or just whatever you call that. I can't think of the shit right now, but I don't want. That's not what I'm going for. My thing is just entertainment, life, sports. Conversation, down to earth people, no baggage. Just want to have, take a load off, relax, and listen to this idiot right here talk for like 10 or 15 minutes, and probably can relate to a few things he's saying. And he's all over the place. He fumbles over his words. He's like everything is off the top, nothing is written down. So if you guys think I'm weird for that, it's only because everything is off the top. I don't have a extravagant studio or anything. I mean, you can pretty much see what I'm working with here, but it's not about that. It's about just getting your points across, or just um, putting your psyche out there for some people, to grab on. Somebody might see it and say, "Hey, man, I can listen to this guy for 10 or 15 minutes, be a babbling idiot." You know, I'm fine with that, because if they see me as a babbling idiot, somebody else sees me as somebody brilliant who can relate and say, "Look, man, I know this guy is like so freaking everywhere. He'll start a story and stop a story and say this and it's all over the place. This guy does that, but he'll squeeze in something." He'll squeeze something in there that makes sense once in the damn blue. So yeah, that's how we do that right there. But yeah, I'm just playing around. But so just come over here and relax, man. All of y'all. Hold up, it's an age. Not everybody. It's an age limit I got. I mean, what would be my age limit? I mean, if you're an adult, you can watch my stuff, but I would say, 20s, 25 and over, 30 and over, something like that. I feel as though it's my demographic who would want to, hear me babble for 10 or 15 minutes. But, I forgot to mention previous videos. I'm heavily into sports. I'm like a sports fanatic. Favorite sports, football would be first out of everything. I'm more of a contact sport person. I really wasn't, good in basketball growing up. I was like chose just to have five people on each team. I wasn't like into basketball, but football, I would blow anybody up, and I dare anybody to debate that. They'll tell you I didn't play no games of football. That's my sports. Football, boxing, like martial arts, UFC and all of that. I mean, I even grew up thinking I was going to be a WWE wrestler. I mean, when it was WWF, I was all about all of that. But yeah, but football will be my main sport. Basketball, I followed all the way up into I think when Kobe retired. I think I stopped watching the NBA. But I'll see highlights and whatnot from time to time. But I'm really not heavy into the NBA like I am the NFL. I don't really do baseball or soccer. I mean, I'm sorry guys, I don't really mess around with those. I'll play. I used to play them game. I'll play the video games like on PS5 and whatnot. I'll do the games, but I can't. I don't watch the actual sports. I don't do. I don't really know too much about hockey to want to do it. I know the greats of hockey. I mean, I follow hockey when it was like super, super, super popular. But I'm not too much into hockey. But whatever's all of that is irrelevant. Football is my favorite sport, and boxing would probably be second. And yeah, UFC and MMA, and I'll still throw NBA in there. I don't really care too much about NBA anymore like I used to when Jordan and everybody was playing. That's my era. I was glued to the TV. When those guys, Magic Johnson and Julius Erving and them guys was playing. I was glued into those games back then. But Once the NBA for me started, it started going so left with it started being a fashion show, and it was all about money. Everybody just wanted to see who make the most money, and they stopped caring about the craft of the game. And so it just didn't interest me no more. But anyway, enough babbling about that. I had a whole concept for this show right here, but I got sidetracked this morning with something I pretty much knew was going to happen, but it sidetracked me, it threw my whole aura off. So I'll get back to the part two of the Meet Me series that I'm doing, so we can get more into who I am instead of you guys thinking I'm a babbling guy just come on here just talking about garbage. And it's nothing like that. It's just escapism, man. I'm after all of the be around the negative people and the sensitive people and the troublemakers and all of that, and everybody just want out, the people out for the drama all day in and day out. You just want to relax. These three letters right here, IDC, come chill out, spaced out blazing, and talk to me, man. Talk to me. But that's about it. So I will leave with this one right here. No matter who you are and where you are, somebody's always watching. All right, I'm out.